once again welcoming you all to the physics class by Jyoti Kumar. I hope everyone will write the exam very well, and I hope that you will get very good marks and you will fall in love with physics. I know that without having a practical approach, you may not understand the physics very perfectly. In the very previous class, we have completely discussed about the how to obtain the formulae for the electric field due to a circular arc as well as finite rod in axial point and equatorial point. Is it right, guys? Now, sir, how this? I mean, we must require a visualization how that vector will be. For that purpose, I have created, I mean, I have struggled a lot. Actually, I planned to show it in the previous class only. I didn't get the exact result, but as it is a Sunday, I worked a lot and ultimately I got the result as per our desired thing. Okay, now first of all, we have discussed about the three derivations so far. One is electric field due to a circular arc, and second one is electric field due to a finite wire at axial point, and electric field intensity due to a finite wire at equatorial point. First of all, we will discuss the practical about those, then after we will forward to the next derivation. Okay guys, now coming to our topic. So actually guys, I was not interested in showing practically because in order to arrange this it is taking time place. So before itself I have arranged everything. Okay, so directly I'm going to show you how will be the electric field vector position. Okay guys, now here these are positive charges. I mean, as we explained in the class, so these are behaving like what guys? Electric charges as a circular arc. Sir, how it is looking? I mean, it is not looking circular arc, sir. Okay, for better observation I am using a grid also. You can see it is like a circular arc or not. Okay, now guys, my another point. Okay, so sir, what is a field line and how it is represented? Okay, so you can see right now what is the field line. This is how electric field lines were represented. Okay, so a positive charge will always give out the electric lines of force. Now we are having a set of charges, is it right? So a set of charges are arranged in the circular arc manner. Due to this circular arc, what is the net effective electric field? That is our first question. Okay guys, in order to observe the electric field, okay, yeah, so I'm taking a this is the sensor which will detect, I mean it's a point which will detect the electric field. Okay, so I'm just placing here, I mean we want to find the electric field at the center. You can see the direction, I mean in yesterday's class we have discussed it, is it right? In the discussion point we have clearly, I have shown you very clearly. I have given a clear idea if this is an arc, okay, and this is the division of that arc, and the field vector acts if this is the center, and the field vector will, I mean electric field intensity will be in this way we have discussed. Okay, but if you change, I mean if you think with respect to an angle, then you can see. So we discussed that with, I mean at a particular angle theta, if we are discussing with respect to particular angle theta, then the position is going to vary, is it right? So now see, Okay, here it will be. I mean, I will on the grid so that you will have a very clear idea. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can see it is passing through the center or not. I mean, this is our point here. Okay. Of course. I mean, it is not exactly we will get. Okay. Approximately. Okay. Of course, we will consider the resolution. Okay. Like this. Yeah. At this point. Yeah. Like this. So like this we have discussed. If we draw a line here, okay. So if you draw a line here, I mean this is our electric field vector. Okay, guys. Okay, this is our electric field vector, and it is making an angle theta here. Here it is making an angle theta. Okay. So, sir, if we shift the position, yeah, we are. So positive, I mean here we are having d sin theta, here also we are having d sin theta, both will get cancel because both are in opposite direction. Okay, both are equal and opposite in direction, equal magnitude and opposite direction, so they will get cancelled. Okay, this is how electric field will be there. So where will be the electric field intensity maximum means at a center. At a center we are having the electric field intensity very high. Okay, and remaining all positions it is less. Why it is less? Any guess, guys? Why it is less? Because here the net field will get added up, but whereas at different points it is not added. Okay, it will be something, it will be like a dispersed power. Okay, so no sir, we want still clarity. For example, guys, if you touch, I mean try to beat with the two fingers, you will get high sound or less sound. Very less sound. Try to hit with all the five fingers, you're getting very high sound. Why? Because before you are having one single finger, so it does not create any impact. Whereas when you when you combining your hands with the five fingers, you can see more sound because five fingers will give you more impact. Similarly here, so where the impact is more, that we are finding in this simulation. Okay, due to circular arc at this point. But how much that value? How much that value? That value we are getting, that value, so the value for that is equal to 2q by 4 pi square epsilon r square. This is the formula. Okay, otherwise actual, I mean without substituting a pi is equal to 180, we are having electric field at the center is equal to 2q sine pi by 2, okay, by 4 pi epsilon r square pi. Okay, so 2q sine pi by 2, 4 pi epsilon r square pi. This is the formula without substituting pi is equal to pi. Okay, pi is equal to 180 degree. When we substitute, we are getting the formula is equal to 2q 4 pi square epsilon r square, or another formula is E is equal to, okay guys, here 2q by 2q by pi r square, 2 cube k by pi r square, where k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is a simple shortcut. This is a simple shortcut, guys. Okay, so depending upon the situation, we have to choose the formula. Okay, guys, hope you understood regarding the electric field due to a circular arc. Now another point we discuss is, I hold it, yeah, it is electric field due to a finite line. Electric field due to a finite line at axial point and equatorial point. Okay, so first of all, axial point means, so here I'm not a, okay, so just I'm for the experiment, I mean this blue thing, that my point P. Okay, so this is called as axial point, which is lying on the axis of the charges, and this is known as equatorial point. Point lies perpendicular to the axis. Okay guys, so here this is what, this is equatorial point and this is a axial point. Now what is the electric field due to the axial point and the equatorial point, that we are going to discuss. Okay, first of all we will discuss about the axial point, and the formula for the axial point is, just a moment guys. Okay, okay, the formula for the axial point is, okay, E is equal to, okay, E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon R into R plus L, or we can write it as QK by R square plus RL. This is the formula, QK by R square plus RL. This is the formula guys. We can use any of the formula. So this is nothing but long one. This is a short form, that's it. Okay, where K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, that's it. Okay, so now we will observe at axial point what will be the electric field. Okay, I forgot to mention here, the value of the electric field can be set. Okay, we can set here. So it is 166.6 volts. So this is the field diagram of the those charges. Okay, and we can get the values also here. At this point it is having the 96.1 volt per meter. Okay, yeah, we will get the values also. Okay, and here also we can find here electric field. Okay, we can see the electric field. This is how the electric field will be for the for a finite line. Okay, now if I keep the sensor at the axial point, what is the direction observing? Check it. This is what the direction, you can see the direction is along the axis. Okay, another sensor I am keeping, it is, we are discussing for the equatorial point. See, if I clip here, so with respect to this only we have started. Yeah, I am just keeping the point here. Yeah, it is perpendicular, but when I keep here, I mean you can see at each and every position we are getting differently. Yeah, they are deviating from the points. If you take a longer point, if I keep a if I keep my point here, okay, and if you join here, it is going to interact somewhere, but it is after the zero. Okay, yeah, like this. From this point, if I extend backward, it will make an angle theta here. It is going to make an angle theta. Okay, so I'm going to show you here in this board. Okay, okay guys, now you can observe here, this is our, yeah, this is our infinite line. Okay, and if you clearly observe that, this is the line of separation, and if I want the point here, it is making an angle theta here, like this. Okay, so this is the direction of electric field, you can see here. Okay, if you see, I mean, as the intensity of the charges is very small, we are getting a theta very small value. Okay, So if I extend it backward, like this, okay, it is bisecting at an angle theta or not, guys? You can observe. So here it is straight, but as I moved here, it is intersecting at an angle. I mean, at the ends, the theta will be more because the charge tends to distribute equally in all directions. Is it right? But in center, mostly perpendicular. Here you can observe. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just keeping here. Okay. So here you observe the value here, guys. So it is 21.1 volt per meter is here, and the angle is 0 degrees. And here it is 63.8, and the degrees, I mean 91.8 degrees. So at every point we are getting the theta. See, you can observe clearly. So the value you can able to see. I hope right now you got a clear idea how the theta will be obtained in the problem. Is it clear, guys? I hope you got a very clear idea. Sir, still we want more visualization, sir. Means okay. So I'm going to show you here. Yeah. So here I can't give you complete clear idea, but for only the finite line. Yeah. So you can observe. Okay. So here field vectors, particle. Yeah. This is how. I will reduce the particles so that you can visualize clearly. Okay, reverse will keep fine. This is how charged particle. Okay, sir, but previously, I mean, why it is considered? They are considering with respect to the electric line. I mean, in electric lines, which are moving, guys, electrons are moving. Okay, if for an electrons it is negative charge, so it will attract. That's the reason it is observing. Okay, the field lines are observing because it is with respect to the negative charge. For positive charge, it will be away like this. Okay, I will increase the number of particles so you can visualize very clear. Okay, so this is about the particle. I mean, with respect to particles. Okay, so we will see force. Force. I mean, force at equidistance we discussed. Na? What is electric field strength at each and every point? What is the force experienced? See, when field strength is very less, I mean force per unit particle is less, the movement of the particle is very slow. When field strength is very high, the particles are moving very vigorously. That is nothing but whenever the field strength is less, electric field due to that particular body is less. So the particles are not moving very vigorously. Whenever the field strength is very high, the electric field is high, so the particles will be moving very rapidly. Okay, so you can able to see field vectors. So just as like we discussed, so here how we discussed similarly. This is what the field vectors at each and every position. What is the field vector direction? Okay, so this is how we can obtain. Next, we can having here field lines. Okay, field lines is the next topic we will get here. Electric field lines. Okay, that is next topic. Equipotentials. Okay, so it is also not required right now. Okay, yeah. I mean, where the potential is constant, that is what we are discussing. Okay, so field vectors. This is okay. Yeah, finite line. Okay, it was. So it is only on z-axis. On z-axis, the field lines can be viewed like this. On y-axis, we can see field lines like this. On x-axis we can able to see 5 field lines like this. Okay, no slicing means like this in all directions. Once again guys, you can observe in x only, I mean the field lines we are viewing in only x direction. Yeah, like this. Okay, I will keep in this position so you can understand much clearly. Now y direction, now z direction, like this. In different ways we can able to see the field lines. Sir, okay sir, first of all, what I mean, how a point charge is there, how it will be here? When a point charge is there, this is the behavior. Okay, so here I can first x-axis. In x-axis the behavior of the point charge is like this. Okay, in y-axis this is the behavior. Okay, and in z-axis this is the behavior. Okay, so yeah, but whenever no slicing, yeah, this is the field vectors. Okay, when with respect to the force particles, you can see. Okay, yeah, this is how. Actually, we are discussing with respect to the positive charge. Is it? Yeah, this is how electric field will be there, and each and every point, if the electric field strength is, the number of particles interacting will be more. You can observe the particles are vibrating more vigorously because force per unit test mass is very high. It can handle more number of particles. Okay, but when the force is less, the particle movement is very slow. That is, particle will not be accelerated. Okay, see, of course, you will get a very clear idea in the very next classes. What is the electric field and what is its direction? Okay, guys. Now I hope you have a clear idea. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is all about the finite. Okay, and coming to the, okay, after the class we will discuss that point. Okay, so I hope you got a clear idea. Now we will move on to the next point as our class. Okay, fine. Okay, so we will discuss the class. I hope you have a very clear idea in understanding the electric field due to a circular arc at axial point as well. Sorry, circular arc at the center, and yeah, finite wire at axial and equatorial points. Okay, guys. Now we will discuss our fourth one. Okay, what is the fourth one, guys? What is the fourth one? Any guess? Okay, no issue. It is what? Electric field due to electric field due to infinitely long charged wire. Okay, so just before we discussed about only the finite wire, means which is having a finite length, but we are going to discuss right now infinitely long wire. Infinite long wire means it does not have any end. Okay, so here we are considering a point P here. Okay, and it creating a electric field in this direction with the center like this. It is making an angle theta. Okay, so here it is we are getting DE. So this can be resolved into components DE cos theta, and here it is DE sin theta as like circular arc. Okay, so this is the charge. Okay, and the starting and endings. So the starting is 0 and ending is infinity. Okay, it is making an angle theta. Electric field vector is making an angle theta with from the point. Okay, so it is electric field intensity is DE. and it is resolved into two components. Okay, this is point P. Okay, at point P, electric vector is resolved into two components, dE cos theta and dE sin theta. If you clearly observe, dE sin theta is equal in magnitude and opposite direction, so it will get cancelled up. dE sin theta is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So what will happen, guys? It will cancel. Sir, why it will cancel, sir? For example, guys, so think that this is a box. This is a box. Okay, so here weight is acting towards down. Okay, and normal reaction by the earth. Now these two are balanced. When you apply a force of 10 Newton in this direction, it is moving like this or not? Is it moving like this or is it moving like this? No, it is not moving like this. It is moving only horizontal. Similarly, here this force dE sin theta, here also dE sin theta. If the vector is like this, we are getting dE sin theta in this direction. These two are equal and opposite, both will get cancelled. Only left is dE cos theta. So it is how many, guys? 2. I mean, what is the electric field at that point? 2 dE cos theta. Okay, so first of all, we are going to discuss. Yeah, it is not required right now. Yeah, so just. Okay, guys. So first of all, we discussed about the lambda. What do you mean by the word lambda, guys? Lambda is linear charge density. Linear charge density. Okay, so linear charge density lambda is nothing but it is okay. It is what, guys? Q by L. Okay, so charge per unit length is called as linear. Okay, so linear charge density. Okay, so first of all, dE. What is dE, guys? dE is equal to, we can write it first, sorry, we are having the first point here. Yeah, so what we required is E bar. E bar is equal to, what is the formula, guys? Integration of dE to dE cos theta. Okay, so once again here, yeah, what it is, guys? Integration of 2 dE cos theta. But what is dE? dE is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, 1 by 4 pi epsilon dq by x square plus r square. Okay, sir, why this x square plus r square? So here I am considering a point. See, here on this infinity line, I am considering a small element dx at a distance of x. I'm considering a small element dx at a distance of x. So this is the point at the distance of r. Okay, so what is the effective distance? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse formula is r square plus x square. So r square plus x square whole square 1 by 2 whole square. So this will get cancelled and ultimately our value is x square plus r square. But what is dq, guys? What is dq? dq is equal to so we already know lambda is equal to what? Q by L, which is equal to dq by dx. So dq is equal to lambda dx. dq is equal to lambda dx. So we can write here electric field vector is equal to, so what are the limits, guys? 0 to infinity. Limits are 0 to infinity, and here we are having 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Okay, and dq is equal to lambda, so here it is 2, sorry, lambda dx by and here it is x square plus r square, and here last one is cos theta. This is the formula, guys. Okay, so 0 to infinity is the limits, and 2 is as usual 2 dE cos theta 2, and dE value is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, and dq is equal to lambda dx, and here it is x square plus r square cos theta. Okay, so here after completing this point, we can write this as which are constant in those, we can write it outside. So it can be written as what, guys? Okay, 0 to, okay, so first of all constants 1 by 4 pi epsilon, okay, and here it is 2 and lambda. Okay, we can write this as, so we can write this as 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon 0 to infinity. Okay, and here of course cos theta also we can write, but with this we are having work, so I kept in here itself. So we are having 1 by x square plus r square dx. Okay, cos theta also we can write, no issue here. Okay, if we write there also, no issue. Okay, because ultimately we are going to vary with respect to cos theta. Clear, guys? I hope you understood here. The concept here is very simple logic, guys. Okay, so first of all, lambda is equal to linear charge density. Okay, which is q by L. From that we are getting dq by dx. So dq is equal to lambda dx. Keep it aside. Dq is equal to what? Lambda dx. We already know that E is equal to 2 dE cos theta, integration of 2 dE cos theta. But what is dE? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon dq by x square plus r square. So we already got the values of dE and dq. So substituting all in the equation, we are getting, and limits are 0 to infinity, 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon lambda dx by x square plus r square cos theta. So which are common constant here? 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon is constant. Keep it outside, and integration of 0 to infinity 1 by x square plus r square dx cos theta. This is what we required. Okay, guys, solving the that 1 by r square plus x square is a little complicated one. Okay, the equation what we got is 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon, integration is 0 to infinity, and dx cos theta by x square plus r square. Okay, so solving this is a little bit complicated. For that reason, we already know that from this equation we can write here tan theta is equal to x by r. Tan theta is equal to x by r. From this we can able to write, I mean, so x is equal to, that implies x is equal to r tan theta. Okay, now after, from this, upon differentiation, we are getting dx is equal to r secant square theta d theta. So instead of dx, I can substitute r secant square theta d theta. Now we can also change the limits here. In previous question we are unable to change the limits. Okay, but here we can able to change it. For example, if x is equal to 0, we are getting x is equal to 0, theta is equal to tan inverse of 0 by r. So its value is equal to, we can remove this also. So theta is equal to here 0. If x is equal to infinity, theta is equal to tan inverse of infinity by r, which is equal to the pi by 2. So the limit x is equal to 0 to infinity. So instead of 0 here we can place 0, but instead of infinity we can use pi by 2. So the reformed equation is 2 pi lambda 4 pi epsilon, integration is 0 to pi by 2. So instead of dx I can use r square secant square theta d theta by, we are having a x is equal to, we can substitute r tan theta. So and by taking x as sorry, r as common, we are getting r square, okay, 1 plus tan square theta, which is equal to, so the whole equation can be changed as, so 2 lambda 4 pi epsilon, integration is 0 to pi by 2. Yeah, I think cos theta is here. Yeah, okay, and r secant square theta d theta cos theta by r square secant square theta. Now r square secant square theta cancel, r will get cancelled. Okay guys, now I'm arranging on the top guys. Yeah. Okay, after removing this, we are getting what we are getting guys, 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon, okay, integration is 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so r secant square theta cancel, what we left is cos theta d theta by r. So r is a constant, we can keep it outside. So ultimately our changed formula is 2 pi 4 pi epsilon r, okay, and cos theta integration is sin theta pi by 2 0. So our answer is, yeah, our answer is okay, so our answer will be 2 lambda 4 pi epsilon r. Okay, or in terms of, we can write here 2k lambda by r, or we can also write it as, by cancelling these two, we can write here lambda by 2 pi epsilon r. This is the formula for the okay, so this is the formula, what lambda by 2 pi epsilon r or 2k lambda by r. This is the formula for the, this is the formula for what guys, electric field due to infinitely long charged wire. Clear guys? I hope you all understood, and we will move on to the next topic. Okay, okay guys, till now we were discussing about the electric field due to electric field intensity due to a infinitely long wire. So right now we are going to discuss electric field intensity, okay, due to semi infinite wire. Okay, so here the logic is very simple guys. Okay, yeah, fine. So here the logic is very simple. So infinite wire means we have discussed, okay, the field, I mean DE will be in this direction. For example, this is a point, okay, equatorial point, okay. Okay, this is our equatorial point. Okay, now electric field vector either in this direction, either in this direction, and the horizontal vectors dE sin theta, here dE sin theta, here also dE sin theta. Okay, if you consider like this, so these two are going to cancel. We discussed that DE sin theta, DE sin theta is going to cancel, and what we left is only 2 DE cos theta. But in a semi-infinite wire, okay, so only one directional will be there, and the electric vector will be, so here DE sin theta, and here it is DE cos theta. Okay, so DE sin theta, DE cos theta, and here it is making an angle theta. Here it is making an angle theta, and here is R, and here is X. This is dx. Okay, so we already know that Ex, okay, Ex is equal to, yeah, okay, first of all, I mean, we discussed with respect to the Ey is equal to, we got this as lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Similarly, the integration, if you solve, we are getting the same value. Ex is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon R. Okay, guys, we will get the same value, no change here. Okay, but in order to obtain the resultant, we already know that electric field at that point is equal to square root of Ex square plus square root of Ey square. That is square root of lambda by 4 pi epsilon R whole square plus lambda by 4 pi epsilon R whole square. Okay, that is, upon simplification, what we are getting, guys, so lambda by 4 pi epsilon is a constant, and we can keep it outside. What we left is lambda by 4 pi epsilon R into root 2. Okay, so electric field at the given point for a semi-infinite wire is how much, guys? Root 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon R. That's it. Okay, hope you all understand. And theta is equal to, we know that tan inverse Ex, Ey by Ex. So we can write here tan inverse 1, that is 45 degrees. Theta is equal to 45 degrees. Okay, so this is what electric field intensity due to a semi-infinite wire. Okay, it is a very simple one when compared to the our previous one. This is very simple and easy. Okay, hope you all understood. Okay, guys, now I hope you all understood the electric field due to a semi-infinite and infinite wires. Now we are going to discuss electric field due to a uniformly charged ring. Electric field, okay, electric field due to a uniformly charged ring. Okay, so what do you mean by the word ring? Ring is a circular object like this. This is a ring. Okay, guys, now it is having, it is, I mean, the charge is present throughout the ring like this. Charge is present like this. Okay, guys, now yeah, at the center, from the center, this is the axis. Okay, so I don't think it's not up to the mark. We'll have the diagram once again. Yeah, right now it is at least somewhat better. Okay, now here the radius is how much, guys? The radius I'm considering it as A. Okay, so here the radius is A. Okay, and the charge is present throughout the ring like this. Okay, now this is the charge. Okay, now I'm considering a point X. Okay, so at a distance of X like this. from the center. Okay, so here what is the electric field at this point P? What is the electric field at this point P due to this circular ring? That is what our concept is. If you clearly observe, Nana, here I'm considering a small element here. It is how much, guys? Dx. I'm considering a small element dx. Okay, and it is making an angle theta. It is making an angle theta. Okay, so due to so he, as it is a vector in this direction. Okay, so it is the vector will be in this direction de, and if you clearly observe that this can be resolved into two components. Okay, so here this is de cos theta and here it is de sin theta. If you clearly observe that, from here also we can get, of course, but we are considering only small element. Okay, so whenever we are having the integration, here also we are getting what, guys? Another de, but due to line of symmetry, the vertical forces were cancel each other. Okay, so here also we are getting de sin theta, vertical forces will cancel and only left is de cos theta. So the force will be along, I mean the electric field will be along only the horizontal direction. Vertical forces will get cancel up. So we can write that de cos theta simply E is equal to integration of de cos theta. Integration E is equal to de cos theta. But what is de, guys? What is de? De is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, okay, and dq by r square. Okay, but here what is dq? Dq means what? Dq is small elemental charge. Here how much it's charged. So in order to get the dq, first of all, what is the charge density here? So the charge is present here is capital Q charge. Okay, first of all we are having charge. Okay, what is charge density? Charge density. So charge density is capital Q, and we are having what is the this total one? 2 pi a. So this is the, I mean the length of this is how much, guys? 2 pi a, circumference. The charge is present distributed throughout this circumference, na? 2 pi a. What is the formula for the circumference? 2 pi r, na? So charge is present 2 pi r. This is the charge density, which is equal to so dq by dx. From this we can write here dq is equal to q by 2 pi a into dx. 2 pi a into dx. Clear, guys? dq is equal to what? Q by 2 pi a into dx. This is the formula for what? Your charge dq. Then what is r? R, if you clearly observe that r is the effective distance. So here it is r is equal to square root of x square plus a square. Okay, so from these two equations we are getting de is equal to we will get it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon, and dq is q by 2 pi a dx, and here r square 1 by r, so we can written as this is x square plus a square. Got it, guys? So this is what the concept here, de is equal to. Okay, de is equal to, we can write the final word de can be written as what, guys? Q dx by, okay, and we can write this as 4 pi epsilon. Okay, I'm writing it separately because we can write it as k in the final thing. That's the reason I'm writing here like that only. Okay, and we are having 2 pi a and x square plus a square. This is the final equation we have. Okay, now the point is, okay guys, so we already know that E bar is equal to integration of dE cos theta. Okay, so we can write this as, what guys, 1 by 4 pi epsilon. It is a constant value, so keep it outside, and we can write this as uh, integration of q dx by 2 pi a into r square plus x square. Okay, and here we are having cos theta. But what is the value of cos theta? Cos theta is equal to, from the diagram we can write cos theta is equal to x by r. So we can write here once again, but r is equal to, we already know how much guys, r is equal to x square plus, so it is the square root of x square plus a square. So we can write this as 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Okay, and here it is yeah, I'm writing actually capital Q now, so you can write capital Q. Okay, so capital Q dx by 2 pi a, and here it is r square plus x square into x by r square plus x square whole power 1 by 2. So we can write this equation as, final equation as, so everything whatever the constant, just to keep it outside. Okay, so we are getting E is equal to, so 1 by 4 pi epsilon, and we are having the constant q, and here, okay, so we can write this qx by 2 pi a r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Okay, whole power 3 by 2, and here we are having integration of dx. Okay, so if you clearly observe that integration of dx, this dx is what guys, 2 pi a, so I can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon qx by 2 pi a r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2 into 2 pi a. So this 2 pi a cancel, and what we left, the answer is 1 by 4 pi epsilon qx by r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. So if x is equal to 0, if x is equal to 0, E is 0. That is what our final point. So the net electric field strength at the center of a uniformly charged ring is 0. The net electric field at the center of uniformly charged ring is 0. That is what the point is. Okay, so for better understanding we will observe the practical. Okay, fine, this is our constant, and I'm writing. Okay, yeah. Okay guys, so I'm just considering here, this is one. Okay, I'm off in the electric field. Actually we won't get the exact one, Okay, but only approximately we are getting here. Why? Because we don't have the circular phenomena like that. Okay, but just I'm going to show you approximately, but not exactly. Yeah. Okay, so just I will yeah, you can see the field lines are for here. They are separating outwards here, and you, I mean, the outer one are outwards, and here it is inwards. Okay, by just keeping the sensor at the middle. So if you clearly observe that, yeah, at the center we are getting the completely z value, zero value. The electric field we are getting, it is how much, guys? Zero. So this is how. Okay, but when you move about it, you are getting an electric field, but when it is at the center, it is zero. You can able to observe. So throughout the circle we are having, but when you keep the point at the center, it is zero. This is what is the electric field due to a uniformly charged ring at the center. If you move this particle from here to somewhere else, it will experience an electric field. At every point it is going to experience the electric field except at the center. Okay, but if you keep the x is equal to not zero, I mean, just observe here. Okay, you can observe, if you keep the x value is a finite, you are getting a electric field. But if you keep x is equal to 0, you will get electric field intensity is 0. So this is what electric field due to a uniformly charged ring. I hope you all understood. Okay, so any doubts, let me post it in the WhatsApp group so that I can revert back to you. Okay, guys, I hope you all understood the today's class. That is electric field due to a infinite wire and semi-infinite wire and a uniform circular ring. In tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss the electric field strength due to a charger disk and a large charger sheet and a halo sphere. There, then we are going to discuss about the few problems about the electric field. Okay, so this is what our syllabus is. I hope you all understood very clearly. Okay, any doubt, please forward your doubts in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm always here to explain you. I hope that simulation help you much clearly about understanding the content. Have a nice day. Take care and stay tuned for my class.